Coconut flour not only pervades its scent but also rose fruits. Coconuts contain high nutritional values. From the coconut, we can make various cuisines. Coconut flour is the origin of such products. However, few people know the coconut flour can still produce a very high value-added product, which is much more than an only coconut fruit. This is how the farmer performing the processes of collecting coconut nectar. Ideally, we should take the nectar from coconut tree, which is at least 5 years producing fruits, and coconut for oil can produce higher amount of nectar than dwarf coconut varieties. The farmer selects the round shuttle-shaped coconut inflorescence to harvest the coconut nectar. The farmer uses mechanical method, that is, to slightly hurt the sap fascicula inside the spiculet by using a wooden pestle to slightly tap around the coconut inflorescence. After tapping, the farmer will cut 5 cm segment toward the peak of coconut inflorescence to stimulate the nectar leaking out. Then the farmer will use a rope to tie the shuttle-shaped coconut inflorescence to prevent blooming. This process shall be repeated twice every day, morning and afternoon, tapping and cutting 3 to 5 mm segment of the inflorescence, while pulling the inflorescence down to get nectar leaking from the spiculet. The whole duration of time from the treatment process starts to the time harvesting nectar will last about 5 to 12 days, depending on different cases. In order to collect nectar, we will use plastic bottles, glazed terracotta vases, porcelain vases, or bamboo tubes attached to the coconut inflorescence, collecting the nectar. Nectar will be collected at least twice a day, combining with the removal of new 3 to 5 mm of inflorescence. Otherwise, the nectar at the surface will be dry that prevents leaking nectar. This may cause damage to the whole productive coconut inflorescence. When we want to collect the nectar from the coconut inflorescence, we should take the nectar from coconut tree, which is at least 5 years old, and we must climb up the tree. The weather does not affect the nectar collection process. In fresh coconut nectar, it contains 12 to 17% of sugar, depending on coconut variety. Therefore, coconut is considered as a kind that produces not only oil but also sugar. In Bến Tre, Đồng Coconut Center under the Research Institute for Oil and Oil Plants has started a study of technique to collect coconut nectar from the years 2007 to 2008, with the aim to further diversify valuable products from coconut. But it was not until 2010 coconut nectar collection technique is completed, and that leads to a new research on production of coconut sugar and coconut nectar wine. Coconut nectar is rich in nutrients, so it is easily fermented and immediately denatured during harvesting process. Therefore, depending on the intended use, people have different ways to preserve and maintain sugar, vitamins and nutrients beneficial to our health, or to shorten the amount of time between 2 times of collecting nectar, to keep fresh nectar which is not denatured. Perfectly coconut nectar should be used or processed immediately after harvest to preserve its nutritional value. Coconut nectar contains many different nutrients which are essential to human health, about 15% sugar, many kinds of minerals, vitamins, and typical amino acids, including essential ones. Coconut nectar can be also used as a kind of drinking fresh fruit juice, or can be processed into light beverage by heating about 70 Celsius degree bottle and then stored in a cooling compartment of your fridge. Or concentrated nectar of coconut can be bottled to drink or can be eaten with some kinds of cakes such as bread, sponge cake, bland rice flan. In addition, concentrated nectar of coconut can be changed to sugar. Coconut nectar sugar is produced in many other countries, including Sri Lanka, Indonesia, India, Philippines, Thailand, and they are exported to USA, Australia, Japan, France, etc. Coconut nectar is fermented by anaerobic method. After 5 to 10 days, it will be changed into vinegar. Coconut nectar is fermented by anaerobic method. After 5 to 10 days, it will be changed into vinegar containing nutrients which are very beneficial to human health. Because coconut nectar is easily fermented after harvest, alcohol is the first product considered by Donggor Coconut Center to early start a research on product development. In order to produce alcohol, coconut nectar firstly must be carefully filtered to remove the byproduct during collection of coconut nectar, like coconut flowers and bees or any butterflies. Then it's going to be fermented for about 10 to 15 days and continued deposition filtering for a long time. As a result, you will have a kind of coconut nectar wine. Also, coconut nectar can be immediately distilled after fermentation to produce high alcohol degree. Wine from coconut nectar is carefully fermented with good quality, which stimulates digestion and is very beneficial to our health. In the Pacific region, coconut nectar wine is a very popular product of the Filipino people and is mostly produced in the area of Lambanog. In Vietnam, Donggor Coconut Center, Bến Tre Province is the first place to carry out successfully the research on technique for harvesting coconut nectar and processing into some special products like wine, high alcohol degree wine, syrup, and sugar that have been shown and attracted considerable attention from customers. Bến Tre is potentially having abundant coconut nectar. According to some studies, different varieties of coconuts and farming conditions will produce very different yield of coconut nectar. For example, PB121 hybrid coconut variety planting in Bến Tre will produce the average yield of nectar 1.5 liters per tree in a day. The local traditional big coconut and yellow coconut, or Cocos nutrifera in scientific name, shall produce average yield of nectar from 1 to 1.3 liters per tree in a day. On every single coconut tree, we can harvest at the same time 2 to 3 coconut inflorescences and continuously for about 6 months in a year. The rest of time will be spent to recover its health. With the varieties of traditional big coconut and local yellow coconut, we can plant 160 to 180 trees per hectare, so the harvested yield of coconut nectar is about 35,000 liters each year. The coconut tree will normally produce fruits when we are not collecting nectar. Therefore, in terms of the economic effectiveness, growing coconuts for nectar harvest will bring much higher economic benefits than only harvest of fruits. Because of this clear effectiveness, there are nowadays not only the Coconut Center is investing in development of products from coconut nectar, but also many farmers are considering collection of coconut nectar in order to produce products with high added value as a priority. Our story today about coconut nectar in Bantea province comes to an end. The next broadcasted program we would like to introduce to you about different kinds of charcoals from coconut shells. Let's watch it soon. Thank you and goodbye.